Nachos are frequently shitty.
They're definitely hit or miss.
Yeah, it's still not configured properly. I can't move right.
I was worried about your controller.
I was moving right before. The fuck is going on, Drew? The fuck. Oh, I know why.
You off and
I'm
running?
getting lag. I'll take it differently, I think.
You're getting lag?
Yeah. Yeah, like lags out sometimes, like the sound stutters and stuff like that, like you can tell. I'm not sure why.
I was getting that too, but like only when I had my stream like video in the background too. It was weird, so that's why I hide my video now. You can mess around with the video config a little bit, but I don't know, I think that's the way to make it look the best.
I don't give a fuck what it looks like, man. I'm not playing Mega Man for what it looks like. I'm just gonna throw it down underneath to the bottom probably, but I'm gonna leave it for now. I'll be back to grab another beer.
Another beer.
I think we need to have an intervention.
Probably.
You just want to play normal? No? Good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, now you got me all fucking running Mega Man. Like going through all that trouble to configure everything and then like, oh, play normal.
It didn't fucking work right now, right? And I've had a couple drinks. I'm not in the mood to fuck around with configs.
Listen, we need to have a talk.
About what?
Concerned about your drinking.
Oh my god.
That's exactly what an addict would say.
Listen, alright? Listen. I had a long ass day. I went to the gym. I was provided a feast by my friends and a beer. Just continuing on. We were so happy I was back in town and we did dinner. It's fucking love.
Yes, please, let's rationalize it some more.
Oh, I don't care about that. Fuck you, man. Listen, when I start showing up drunk, I fucking
Look, dude, I'm a
then you can have an intervention.
No. I'm a recovering addict, so it's my job to tell you how much better life is now.
Oh, man. Alright, not recovering. You just are. Sure. You just are.
So overall, was your time back home good?
Yeah, it was actually really good. Fuck. I was a little surprised that it was as good as it was. Had a weird fucking moment towards the end of it that I really don't understand. But other than that, it was good. I went to this, my friend's stag and do. I haven't seen this girl in probably like 5 years. And her fiance, like we both went to high school together. So I haven't seen her in a while, and I haven't seen him for even longer. So I haven't seen them at all when they were dating. And came back, and like towards the end of the night, it was like shutting down, and there were just a few of us left, and me and my buddy were there. And she comes up to me, and she's like, hugged me, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I was just like, again? Like, what are you sorry for? She was just like, oh, I just, we never got to talk and stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah. And she like,
who's not talking?
like I was like, I'm not dead. Like, do you want to talk or like, what's going on here? Like, and she's just she like looked at me and like I thought she was about to cry, and I was like, are you okay here? Like, what is going on? And she's like, no, I'm fine. She's like, it's just a lot. And she's like, I'm sorry. And like hugs me again and leaves. And I was just like, what the fuck was that? I was so confused. I was just sitting there.
Come on, dude, you know exactly what that was.
No, I actually don't think it's that. So like that's what I was like, what the fuck is happening like with this arrangement going on right now? Because it's such a, like, the two of them together are very odd. From from my perspective, it seems like an odd pairing. So I was just like, what is going on, like, back home for this sort of reaction?
What the fuck is that shit?
No, I've known that girl, like, me and her were really, really tight friends in high school. So it was just weird. I haven't seen her much since probably university.
She wants the D.
I don't think so. But I was just like, I shot her a text message the next day. I was just like, thanks for the invite. Because I wasn't supposed to be home, and she just let me know. And I was like, let me know if everything's good. Hope you had a good time. Like, no response. Like, okay.
I'm telling you, dude, it's not that she wants the D, per se. It's more the situation is she's with this dude, it's weird. She sees you, she's like, fuck, I used to have something there, and it just clicked with her, and then she was probably drinking and then got emotional.
She was drinking, yeah. That's possible, I guess, but I don't know, it was weird.
Everybody was pretty handsome.
Everybody I know has, like, said that dude has gone off, like, the deep end on coke and stuff like that, too. So it's like, she doesn't get messed up with that stuff, as far as I know. So it's even weirder from my perspective. And
never underestimate the power of a woman to stay in a bad relationship out of habit.
Oh, it runs in the family too for her. So I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I just felt that.
Yeah, +1 to Unjust comment. You are a handsome motherfucker.
Dude, so me and that dude were friendly. Like, we played sports together all through high school and everything, and like, as soon as I got there, I like went to say hello, and he just kind of like pieced out the other direction when I like gave him a wave. I was like, really? Okay. And then like his buddy too, I like gave him a handshake, and then immediately he just like pieced out. And I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna go talk to her friends since they like me, but this is fucking weird. Like, I've never had that reaction from pretty much anybody in CD.
What a weirdo.
Wasn't a fan. No, he's a good night otherwise though. Didn't have to pay for drinks. It was nice.
This is my professional advice that you do not do coke.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue, buddy.
I just want to be clear on that.
What, can you explain heroin then? Should I do, not do? I'm on the fence.
Yeah, it's also my opinion that you not do heroin.
Okay.
I mean, just don't inject it, right?
So pills are okay?
You just want to roll around.
Wait, are you seriously heroin pills?
No, I mean opiate. It's not heroin.
I just wanted to make sure that was clear.
Dude, I got some of them heroin pills at the pharmacy, guys.
We have them heroin pills. Come on.
I'm sure Anja would attest that Demerol is like the closest thing to a heroin pill you can get.
Which reminds me,
Fucking Demerol.
Further making this week an entirely odd but kind of awesome experience, Matt, to fill in some of the blanks that you might have. A friend of mine's mom.
Where are you going with this?
A friend of mine's mom got, she checked herself into the psych ward of the hospital in Ottawa.
They have a psych ward in Ottawa?
Yeah. So this is where the Remeron, is that what it was? I can't remember now.
Remeron.
Remeron.
Oh, well, if you're giving it crazy people, it's different ballgame.
She's not crazy, that's the thing. She's like, she's depressed. Like, pretty badly depressed, apparently. And it's such a weird thing because she's kind of gone, it's kind of like out of nowhere. She got sick, like had the flu or something like that. And then she is just like, after she kind of got better physically, she just started like spiraling down mentally, and no one really knows exactly why.
I don't know about your psych units up there, but down here in America, we'll just, use some electroconvulsive therapy and restart the brain.
Oh man. So I'm dealing with her daughter is like one of my best friends, and like she's going to see her in the psych ward, and she's having a tough time just like going there, and she's lost a lot of weight and stuff, so it's like kind of weird. But like her other sister is like getting so fed up with the mom, like you should just be better, like fuck, you're complaining about nothing, and just shit like this, and you're like, God damn it, man, you don't fucking, it's rough to like hear these things, and
Yeah, you could be such a pussy.
yeah. Meanwhile, like this sister has like had breakdowns herself, like not checking to the hospital, but like she moved in with the other sister for a while because of a breakup and like couldn't deal with the world and shit like this. And it's just like, you should have some fucking sympathy, for your mom in this case. It's just, I don't know.
Nah, man, once everybody moves up from the bottom, they just look down on everybody below them.
I don't know about that. It was this trip home had like a little bit of everything. Let's just say that. It was quite amusing. I was fucking doing work for my mom, doing work for my mom's dad.
Dude, you need to take a GoPro and give us a little mockumentary about CP.
It's roughly FUBAR with like me trying to put out more fires as opposed to starting them.
I want to see you going out for a rip.
I went out for a few rips, man. It's such nice weather. I just like went out and cruised for like an hour one day. It's like, oh, whatever. It's only like $4 in gas anyway. I had some dude back home offer to house me for free if I wanted to move back to CP. So there's that.
Oh, wow. Pretty sure you can afford a castle in CP, so...
Yeah, exactly. CP's getting more expensive now. Like, if you want a real nice bungalow, say, it's like $400, $450. So that's not cheap for me.
That reminds me, I have a legit question for you guys.
Okay.
My grandmother's gonna die soon, and
I think we've had this conversation.
well, listen, my mom called
Way
me.
to laugh, asshole.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
No, I'm laughing at the fact that like you've
Still
started
laughing.
a conversation like this like 3 times.
You're such a dick.
Alright, yeah. I was
Anyway.
laughing at the psych ward thing too. Calm down.
My mom called me like the day before yesterday and was telling me that like they're gonna like send me this piano, blah blah blah. But like the point is like they're gonna sell this lake house in Traverse City because they can't afford the mortgage
Yes.
payment. Now hang on a second because I'm doing jet bike and I don't want to crash it.
Dude, we've Google Mapped
Fuck.
this place. We know this.
All right, so listen, this house, right? The mortgage is like $800 something a month, and like that's nothing for lake house property, even though it is Michigan. All right, and I don't know how many years are left on it, but like I don't really think like they should sell it, and I'm wondering if it's worth convincing my parents to fucking try to rent it out, and then like during the downtime or whatever, if I can get like my sisters to help me like split the mortgage payment or something.
Well, it probably depends on what the standing of the mortgage is. I mean, you know, if it's like $800 and there's not like, because if it's $800, like when did she even get this mortgage? Just like a 30-year, mortgage. Like she got this back in, the 90s or the late 80s or something, and there's not much left on it. Like, obviously, yeah, just take it over. You might even be able to just pay out the outstanding amount. If you got a job or whatever really quickly, you're just not dead yet. But if if the loan is like all kind of foobarred and like she didn't like do any sort of refinancing like with the market and the economy and all sorts, like you need to look at like the health of the loan and like what the fuck's going on there before you decide anything like that.
The house has been there since like I was a kid, so I have a feeling they've done something to like, put a second or refinance it. Like there's no way that it's going to be done in like a year or two, or otherwise we wouldn't even have this conversation.
Right. So
yeah, you need to know the details before you can like really give an accurate answer to this question.
Right. I mean, it just seems. I mean, it's just unusual on its face to have a grandmother, father, someone that old to have a mortgage still on a lakefront property that they don't like live at. Like it's just a little unusual, and so I mean there could be a lot of factors that that come into play there. I guess I would be. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know your family, but I guess I would be shocked that anybody would just like be like, oh, let's sell it, let's get rid of it. I don't know. It just seems weird. But I'm kind of a sentimental sap. Like I like to hold on to those things and like.
Me too. Like I grew up in this place.
I'm the opposite.
I'll tell you this. So this conversation's come up in my family too because my grandparents, my grandfather, my mom's parents, grandpa was getting older and slowing down and stuff, and so there's been talk about them not, because they do the dual house thing, one in Palm Desert, Palm Springs, California, and one in Vancouver, Washington. So, the question that's come up is, as they slow down, like, they need to be closer to the family. They'll probably just stay in Vancouver, Washington, since most of us are in the Pacific Northwest. So what happens to the house? Well, the house doesn't have a mortgage on it, so it's been paid off, like it's good to go. But then, so it'll just, it stays in the family for a little while, but then what happens once, grandma passes too, and then it comes to the children, like that discussion is like already gotten contentious, and both of them are still alive. Some people like,
but I mean, you still have to pay like property tax on it, even though a mortgage is paid off, right?
Yeah. You still have to pay like taxes regarding some stuff. I mean, it depends. It depends on the state. Is what it'll boil down to.
It's not. There isn't cost associated with.
Yeah, unless it's like Texas or something.
There's no property tax in Texas.
There's nothing in Texas.
I don't love Texas.
But yeah, I mean, like California has like, massive income tax and property taxes, and so it varies a little bit by state. I don't even know like Michigan very well, but like in Oregon, I mean, we still have property tax and income tax, and so a lot of that stuff with where the house is and where you live will, play into your tax status for the IRS, of course. But I mean, it's not a mortgage, so I don't know. I think it's always worth like investigating. It's still. I mean, while it's a house, it's still, I don't know if we can call it an investment, but it's got equity, so you want to...
House is absolutely an investment. Come on. That's how you work. That's So you work up the ladder.
There haven't been investments in America in a long time.
Well, one of the thoughts that I had is that at Traverse City, there's also Northwestern Technical University, and like it's a small college, but like there's a decent student base there, and like just the fact that it's fucking lakefront property, I could probably rent it out for $1,500 a month.
Yeah, but I mean that's fine and all, but you got to deal with that still. Like,
Right.
You have to have someone to check in on the property and put things on, put your shit on, and all that stuff. Like, there's a cost associated with that as well. It is a viable source of income if you're willing to put the work in, but there is work.
Well, it would also be a way to just kind of keep it until like I had enough fuck you money to just like, you know, go back to Michigan and live in Traverse City.
I suppose so.
Right. I mean, then that's one way to go. Like, if that's the...
You know, rent it out during the school year and then like have a summer vacation home. Because I mean, it's like 3 bedrooms. Like, you could definitely rent it for like, you know, $1,200-1,500 a month and come out ahead on the mortgage. I could probably even pay somebody to go over there and like be the landlord.
Well, it's not a matter of you could, it's you have to. So you have to, I mean, and so I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea, but I mean, you know, it'd be right, like, you have to have someone there to like fucking do the shit, and like you have to write up the fucking contracts, and like you have to be prepared to like get your hands dirty in that sort of situation, especially in a college town. So like, you know, it's not, I mean, you're not wrong. College town property is like fucking the only property in the world that never loses its value. So that's always like, you know, that actually is more of an investment than some other type house might be. And so it's, you know, probably pretty easy to rent, but you do have to like fucking do some serious like legwork and treat it like a business more so than like a, you know, grandma's little house.
For whatever reason, fuck you money has just been like the phrase of the week. It pops up everywhere.
The position of fuck you. Yeah, we both looked at it.
Are you kidding me? That guy's gonna be a millionaire for bike balls.
I honestly, I said this to my buddy tonight because we were discussing it, and we were like, this is the type of shit that will likely fund his actual real stuff that he wants to do.
Fucking shit makes me so mad.
Yeah. It's good stuff, though. I mean, like...
Yeah, but it makes me mad because I'm not doing it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I kind of want to post it to Reddit and see if it ever, like, picks up, but I don't even know where that would go. Because I want to help him out, but I also don't have a bicycle, so I ain't putting that on my bike. It's a funny video, though. I thought that was the best part.
Fucking godlike. Damn it. So, my homeboy, Chris, who's like works in the department that I used to work in, hits me up on IM today. Hang on. Anyway, and I guess because I don't remember if I told you this, but like when I quit, like initially and like walked out and shit, like I went home and like emailed my former department head and was like, hey, like if there's any positions open, like I want to come back, and he was like, nah, sorry, like I hired everybody or whatever. Well, apparently he went up to my friend today and was like, hey, like, you know, are you still close with Drew? And he's like, I don't know like how much you know about me, but like that's like my best friend, you know, and like they got to talking and shit. And apparently like word around the fucking like entire company is like how much of a dick my fucking boss is, and how like he goes overboard and like fucking even screams at like VPs, and how like, you know, them like driving me out is like the last straw, you know, and like all this stuff.
Okay.
And I'm like, fucking, that does fuck all for me. It's not like people are like lining up to go, oh, what would it take to keep you a dish since everybody knows that like your actions are completely fucking justified, you know? I'm like, tell that dude to go fuck himself.
God damn it, sure. You played your hand. You shouldn't have played your hand. Should have told them you would, but not done it.
Quality of life is too important, son.
Fair enough. Not gonna argue any different. I'm just not in a position to say fuck you.
I'm really not either, but there's a high probability that what I'm doing is monumentally stupid.
Wait, what's happening?
I mean, the thought had crossed my mind.
You know, I quit my job, man. It's pretty dumb.
Man's gotta have code.
Amen, brother. Man's gotta have a code. And you know what? I didn't crash
That's
the
fair.
bike. You're an inspiration. Now you guys can tune in because there's a run. Nippy, I hope you're taking notes.
Oh no, I can do a good while you're streaming. You know I don't have notifications on, bro.
I keep telling you can turn it on for just my channel.
Yeah, and I keep telling you I'm not doing that.
I hate you so much.
Listen, you come up and you're calling me an alcoholic, fucking talking shit, and then want me to subscribe to your butthole. It ain't happening, homie.
I only say these things out of love.
I say everything I've ever said out of hate.
You saying what out of hate, Mark?
Everything.
I told Impy he's an alcoholic out of love.
I'd be so crushed if I would have faced you.
You have to ask yourself the cage questions.
I didn't hear
Ask
what you
myself
said.
what?
What did you say, Impy?
I need to hear what Matt said first. Mexican standoff. Cage questions? Have you ever felt down and drinking? No. Have I ever been annoyed? Yes.
Right now.
Have you ever felt bad again? Early in the morning to steady your nerves. Yep. Fuck that. Score my answers. I got a total score of 1. I think I'm in the clear. No apparent problem, Drew. Suck it.
Good, I'm happy for you.
Lick my balls.
Present them.
Always on display, bro. Just head on down to that Met Gallery.
That was bad.
Get ready. It's not over yet.
You guys got all quiet. What happened? Mexican standoff is real. shit.
Maddie,
Yes, sir.
would you like some tales from the CP universe?
Only always.
Alright. So I have a friend, Jeff. And,
Go on.
I'm going to, don't worry. So I've lived with him at one point, and I'm fairly certain that if I do know an alcoholic on the functioning scale, it's him. Anyway, so him and I are going to go to this stag and do. And he's like, just come over beforehand and we'll just like chill in the patio, have a drink, whatever. So I get there and him and his fiance are out on the patio and he's having a drink and she's pregnant. She's like gonna pop at the end of the month, so she's just having water or something. But I think it was a Saturday night, and so he has to work the next morning because he works on Sunday. And he's like, oh, let's just have a couple beers. Okay. So we're sitting out there and we're all chatting, and it's like every time it gets up, he like grabs another few beers. Yeah.
Well,
When it gets like a little bit later in the night, we probably started at like 7:30. So it's like 9:30 at this point, and he's like, dude, we should probably go. It's getting kind of late. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's true. So he gets up, and he grabs 2 more beers and sits back down. And like, we're out on the patio, so every time he has to go inside. And he says this again, like after we wind down on those beers, like, dude, we should probably get going. I'm like, yeah. Goes in, grabs 2 more beers. Like, okay, well, we gotta slap the beat and we'll go. He's like, yeah, no, it's a good plan. He does this 2 more times, and then finally I was just like, alright man, like, I don't even know how long this shit's gonna go, we need to go. And he's like, yeah, no, it's a good plan. I was like, I'm just gonna piss. So as I'm walking inside, he's like, alright, well just grab 2 more beers on your way out. Like, no, I'm good. I'm like, we'll just go now. He's like, alright, fine, fuck you. And so fucking, I take a piss, I come out, and he's pouring a beer into a water bottle so he can walk to the place with it. And so we get there, and like, we're fucking, it's at like a Legion. I don't know, do you guys have, like, it's like basically
Yeah, we have Legions.
Okay, anyways, so it's at one of those, obviously super swanky, and we go in there, and Jeff Monk, he sees his little sister there already. And I guess she's old enough to drink now, but I haven't seen her since she's like literally 4 or 5 years old. And so he's like, oh shit, Mary's here. And he looks at me, he's like, I'm gonna get her to pay for all my drinks tonight. And I was like, okay, you do that? So he like wanders off. And like he's pretty pinned at this point. I assume he'd been drinking before I got there. And he comes back and he's got like 2 1-liter bottles of Budweiser and he hands me one. He's like, don't worry man, she paid for it. And it's like, okay. He fucking crushes that shit and he disappears for like 5 minutes. He comes back talking to me. He's holding 2 Smirnoff ices in his hand, but he's not offering them up. Like those are his. Like
He iced himself? Like that's
Gross.
like he's not paying for. I don't know why he had those. I didn't ask at this point. So we're sitting there and we're all around this counter, and on the counter are these fucking pickled eggs in a jar. And some guy walks up to us and he's like, how much would you pay me to eat that? And I look at him and I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you eat, man. Like, I don't give a shit. And he's like, no? Alright, well, fuck that. And he wanders away and this other guy is like, dude, I'll eat that. And he's like, think about it, and he like looks at it. Monk just reaches in and like puts the whole thing in his fucking mouth. The other guy is like just holding it at this time, and he's just like, I guess I have to now. And starts eating it and like cringing. Monk is just slamming shit off ices while eating a pickled goddamn egg. It's so bad. He finishes it. He's like, didn't taste good. Wasn't good. No shit, man. He was so happy at the end of the night. Like, we're walking back and he's just like, dude, I got married to pay for all my drinks. It was awesome. Okay. So we walk back into his garage, and he's got this pretty nice garage with lots of tools and stuff.
So we went back to his garage. It's like that 70 show? Like, what the fuck?
No, that's what Contemplate is. It's like different variations of that 70 show. You're in someone's basement, you're in someone's living room, you're in someone's garage. Like, that's how it works.
Out for a rip?
No rips, right. So he comes back and he's like, dude, let's go back and smoke a doobie. It's like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll just crash on the couch. But by the time I got back to his place, I was like sobered up mostly, so I wasn't really drinking at his place. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna skip on that. I'm just gonna like bail. And he's like, no, man, you gotta come into the garage and like we'll have a pint. And then he's like, we'll just see where the night takes us. It's like fucking 2:30 at this point in the morning. I'm like, the night's taking me, man. It's taking me to bed right now. I wanna go home. And he's like, nah, just come in. So I go into his garage, and like I said, it's a nice garage. It's got lots of space and like nice tools and stuff. And he pulls out this saw. And he's like, you see this saw, man? Like, it's straight out of Fruit Bar. He's like, you see this saw? It's fucking like, it's made for cutting fucking metal. He's like, dude that I used to work with, he just took it on his last day from work. He just gave it to me. He took 2 saws. It's like, okay. And he kicks this piece of metal beside it. He's like, you want to cut some metal? He's just like super serious. I just
What
like,
the
no.
fuck is your life?
Dude.
I was like, no, man. I don't think you should be operating that right now.
For a brief second, I thought you were like gonna get murdered.
No. He's just like, you want to cut this? I was like, no, I'm alright, man. I'm like, he's probably just like, keep it undone right now. And then he like points at it. He's like, if you don't want to cut anything, man, I got a welder over there. If you want to like weld, like I like that his brain went, oh, he's not into cutting. Maybe he's into joining. Like he wants to fucking weld some shit. I was laughing so fucking hard. I was like, nah, man, nah. I'm just gonna wait till you finish your beer and I'm gonna go home.
I want to go to CP.
Dude, you would have a ball just laughing at all the shit that's happening.
It seriously reminds me of my hometown of Mayville.
Detroit's a weird place too.
It's so not Detroit.
It's all Detroit, buddy.
Show you no mercy. Now get ready.
That was just like, oh, that was the other thing. So we're at this thing to go, and this girl that, the girl who's getting married, she has a twin, and so we're talking to her, and she hadn't seen Jeff in a while, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a dad soon, and like she's like, oh, that's nice, and like she knows he was fucking drunk and she was sober, and she looks at me with like these crazy wide eyes, like, what the fuck? And I was just like, nah, I think it'll be okay. And like, she just like looks back at Jeff, and he keeps going. And then she looks at me after he kind of like walked away. I was like, yeah, that shit was on purpose too. And she's just like, what the fuck? And just like walked away. Fucking this town, I love it. I miss it.
I'm 24 seconds ahead right now.
Boom, baby. The goat is the first timer showing him the ropes.
Forgive me, Zero.
I haven't even been watching, buddy. You're such a fucking phony.
It's not over yet.
What am I fighting for? Oh my god.
Why did you just die? Yep. I saw it though, so it's okay.
My fate is sealed. I have no choice.
Get ready. Get ready.
General reset, not being kind.
Actually, I had that and fucked it up.
I think you're losing that time here, game. Fuck.
Get ready.
Oh, Matt.
Yo, dog.
I also heard the best burn I've heard in a while when I was home.
Go on.
I was with. I invited one of my buddies to come out to the gym if he wanted with me. He had a membership, but he's kind of out of shape, / fat. Likes to eat a pound of bacon a day at least.
All right, sounds like me. Got it.
No, he's fatter than you for sure. You're not really fat. Yeah, now especially, you're not fat at all. But
I'm
This
pretty
guy-
huggable.
Wait, does that mean not fat or fat? I feel like huggable means you're not fat, which I would agree with.
I don't know. What's it mean to you?
I just told you to pay attention. Anyways, so we get there, and there's this guy that we both know that he's always at the gym, but he's kind of like the weed dealer, seems like. I mean, there's lots of places to get weed, but like, for sure, this guy's gonna have it every time. Anyway, so I see this guy, my friend Adam, walking into the room, and I was just boxing and stuff, and he finally gets in there, and the other guy like starts walking in behind him, and he looks at me, he's like, Swanson! And like sounded kind of angry. I was like, what's up, man? And he's like, you know you can't be letting Adam in here without checking all the defibrillators first. This guy's liable to have a stroke just looking at exercise.
Yikes.
Damn!
I was just like this dude that said that is not what I would consider like the smartest dude, you know? So I was just like, holy fuck, man. That burn is so much better just because it's coming from you and on this guy that everybody burns anyway. Loving it.
Whoa.
I showed up like a day or two later at the gym and I saw him and he's like, well, I didn't read anything in the obits, so I suppose Lala is still alive. I was at him. I was like, yeah. He starts laughing. He's like, yeah, he looked like he was working real hard on that fucking bicycle. He's just laughing at, oh, fuck. Look, you know it's bad when you get burned by this guy. Fuck.
I'm gonna have to remember that burn for next time I want to crush any of my friends' confidence going to the gym.
Yeah, you should do that, man. I added it to my slam list.
I don't even know what to say about you having a slam list. Sounds pretty gay.
That's, come on now, that's a league reference. Andre has a slam list.
Man, I haven't watched the league in forever.
You're missing out.
I forgot about that show.
Matt, did you see Dell have been posting his Dirty Bomb shit on Facebook?
Apparently Dell is a big deal in Dirty Bomb now.
I don't think that's accurate.
Well, according to Dell. You know how that is.
I do. Was he on earlier? What did he say?
Apparently there's some clan that was like big in CSGO maybe is going to Dirty Bomb and like they're like, oh shit, you're good, you should play with us. And he's totally gonna get recruited and go pro.
He's too old to be pro now.
I didn't even think about that. Like, yeah, Dell, you're not fucking 17.
He'll always be good at those types of games, so, I don't know. If it ever got big enough, it would take time. I think he's playing the Sun. The Sun is really fucking good. Hopefully they'll win some money though. That'd be pretty sweet.
Hell yeah.
It's definitely good enough. When the community's this small, like, it's definitely good enough to be one of the premier fraggers in it, at least.
It's not over yet.
Gold split on the boss redux. If I get a good Sigma, I can PB.
I believe ish.
Tremble with terror. You are finished.
Get ready. Get ready.
So far, so good.
Are you ready for your final journey?
Boom. You're fucking good, Sigma.
So, maybe?
Wait for it.
Prefer not to wait for it, but okay.
PB 4943.
Hooray! If only you didn't have the first 5 levels in red. Think about
Well,
how PB
to be fair, my last personal best, those first 5 were fucking amazing splits.
Yeah. One's creepy, I'm sorry.
And it's actually good that I improved on the last, and especially the middle, because I hardly get to play them because I always crash the fucking bike.
Why don't you just save a state at the goddamn bike and play the bike over and over again?
I'm gonna do that this weekend, actually. There's a couple things that I want to grind out.
You see, the problem I have with the way you're approaching this is that it feels inefficient.
Well, the thing is like weekdays, like, first of all, I wasn't really planning on fucking streaming this much weekdays.
What happened to me?
So, like, I only want to
This
do, like,
is
1 or
my
2
fate.
runs,
I
and
couldn't
considering
save
it's
anyone
fucking
after all.
50 minutes, you know, I just want to get through it once or twice.
Iris!
Nah, that ain't how it is though. You gotta grind out like, Monday night is practice night, Tuesday night is practice night, Thursday, Friday, all the same, and then weekends are like your runs.
No one wants to tune in to watch me do it. Save states and resets.
Dude, no one's tuning in anyway but me, and I'll still tune in.
You dick.
Dude, that's so not true, though. I've had some, like, fucking big names come in and watch me this week.
I'm not saying that's not the case, but I think they would also tune in on a weekend.
Yeah, dude.
See, your name is out there now, Drew. You have to refine.
You're right, but again, I'm continuing to personal best on a regular basis, which is also good progress.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
But this isn't how you get sub 45. You wanted a life coach, bro.
Hey, man.
Got one.
10 seconds at a time.
No, that's inefficient. Fuck.
In my life, quarter mile at a time.
Says the guy that's like, fuck,
It's
I
like
couldn't.
building Hurricane on every
This is
ABC,
coming from the
Drew.
guy that's like, oh, I can't get my controller to configure. I'm not gonna play this fucking shit.
I'll do it tomorrow. Listen, alright? I haven't played games in a while. I want to play games. You guys all disappointed me. And by all, I mean Drew.
Well, listen,
Matt's playing at least.
I just PB'd, so now I'm okay.
Good for you.
Live my life one jungle camp at a time.
New to jungle camp, no less. God damn, Drew.
You'll get notifications whether you like it or not, motherfucker.
You happen to be the worst person I know.